is Liz Snyder from Hillside Garden Landscaping, and today Liz is going to suggest some interesting early summer blooming shrubs to add some interest to your landscaping. And the first shrub she's going to share is a ninebark. So why do you suggest this plant, Liz?
What I love about this plant is that it's got such a beautiful, colorful leaf, so it gives you some color that way. But there's so many attributes to this plant that look good at different times of the year, which really make it quite stunning. It just finished flowering for the year, and I'm sharing a picture of the flower. It's kind of a round cotton ball sized and shaped pale pink flower, which is really cute and petite on there. But the second photo was taken from my own garden, and what's beautiful is that they make a seed head after that flower is done, and they're kind of a bright orangey red, and they're almost as beautiful as the flower themselves. That plant is just loaded with that, and when the sun hits that in the evening, it just lights right up, and it's so beautiful. So after it's done flowering, you get that seed head, and then a little later in the fall, you get really nice fall color, and then in the winter, it looks interesting too. So it's a really great landscape shrub for foundation planting. They come in a couple of different sizes. There's a lot of different varieties, but it's just very easy to care for and looks good for such a long time.
Thanks for sharing those. Yeah, those are really beautiful. What other shrubs do you suggest for summer?
Potentilla is blooming right now, and that is kind of a medium-sized shrub, so it's great for foundation planting, but it's also wonderful planted in a perennial bed amongst other flowers and whatnot, because it blooms, again, for a very long time. You're going to get at least three weeks or sometimes a month out of that, and it's a kind of a little petite, mostly yellow, but there's many different varieties, but yellow is definitely the most common. It has a real kind of cut leaf foliage. It's just kind of neat and makes a good companion plant for other things. But again, deer resistant, really easy, can take hot and dry. It's a tough plant. And also blooming right now are the carpet roses, which are very beautiful as well. I'm sharing some photos of both a coral colored one and a red. Those are from the Drift series of roses. Very short growing, again about 12 inches tall, makes a perfect foreground and blooms for such a long time. And as far as roses go, they're very easy to grow. They're not as fussy and just give you some color for a long, long time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Liz, for joining us today. As always, we appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm Liz Snyder, your home gardener from Hillside Garden Landscaping.